Good evening. In today's session, we'll try to understand what exactly is the meaning of CMEC. It is just like CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor. We have another concept called CMEC now. What is that? Let's try to understand. We'll also try to understand certain schemes that have been, come into existence now. Let's try to understand. Similarly, we'll also look into that August 20th every year. August 20th every year is observed as World Mosquito Day. We know what are these mosquitoes, and these mosquito bites will cause lots of diseases. Maybe like the malaria, the chikungunya, like various diseases will occur because of this mosquito bite. And August 20th is observed as World Mosquito Day. This is basically meant for creating an awareness among the people on what are the various causes of occurrence of this malaria, or the problems with mosquitoes, and also how to prevent the breeding of these mosquitoes. That is the reason why August 20th is observed as World Mosquito Day. But why August 20th? Why only August 20th? That is important. That we are going to have a look at this now. I am opening the document. Kindly have a look at this. Look at this now. Here is the question. World Mosquito Day is observed every year on August 20th. I told you already. Answer is option A. But why this particular day? Let's understand now. Look at this. The day marks the groundbreaking discovery of British doctor Sir Ronald Ross. Way back in the year 1897, he identified the link between mosquitoes and malaria. The day, as the name suggests, intends to raise awareness regarding what all causes malaria and ways to prevent it. Clear? So please remember. And India is also one country in the world which is facing huge problems with mosquitoes. And look at this. Mosquitoes are a menace and are responsible for a host of diseases like malaria, dengue, chikungunya. Please remember this. Okay. Now we'll be moving ahead. Which of the following ministry has launched Nishita scheme? Nishita scheme, very, 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 very important one. Now, basically, if you look at this particular scheme, this is considered to be world's largest training program for teachers. Right? So, more than 42 lakh teachers throughout the country, in all states and union territories, they are being trained under a program called Nishita. Very, 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 very important. Now, I would like to show you the document once again. We'll have a look at this. Now, the point is that which of the following ministry launched Nishita scheme? Ministry of Textiles, Ministry of HRD. I told you already the name of the HRD ministry, Human Resource Development Ministry, has been changed to Education Ministry. Okay. Ministry of Skill Development or Ministry of Environment. And the answer is option B. It is the Ministry of Education. Please remember this very clearly. Now HRD is, that name is no more available for a ministry, and that ministry has been renamed as Ministry of Education. And it has launched the National Initiative for, look at this, Nishita stands for National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancements. And this program is aimed at training over 42 lakh teachers across the country. 42 lakh teachers across the country. Look at this. So that's the reason why this program is considered to be the world's largest teachers training program of its kind. Please remember, tomorrow there may be a question. which of the following program is the world's largest teachers training program? And your answer should be, my dear friends, it is Nishita. Clear? And this is of first of its kind initiative wherein standardized training modules are developed at national level for all the states and union territories. Next, we'll be going ahead. Look at this. Headquarters of FATF, which stands for Financial Action Task Force, is located. Where is the headquarters located? Berlin, Rome, Paris, or Geneva? Answer is option C, that is Paris. Right? So when you look at this FATF, it was established in the year 1989 during G7 summit. Today, so many countries are members in this FATF. And FATF fights against the concepts of money laundering, meaning it will fight for preventing money laundering and financing terrorism. Prevention of money laundering and fighting against the, it's a financing terrorism. With that intention, this particular institution was established. Of course, in the beginning, it was established for taking certain measures for preventing the money laundering. But over a period of time, terrorism financing has also been included under this. So now it is also fighting against terrorism financing. And if you have observed very recently, FATF will monitor, Financial Action Task Force will monitor, and it will watch every country very closely whether that country is following the guidelines that are issued by FATF or not. And accordingly, it will give recommendations. For example, for the last few years, Pakistan is every time saying that Dawood Ibrahim is not sheltered in Pakistan. But India, every time it is claiming that Dawood Ibrahim is sheltered, is housed in Pakistan, and very clearly and very vehemently it is being denied by Pakistan. But because of the strict rules that have been imposed by FATF now, Pakistan admitted that Dawood Ibrahim, a terrorist, is there in Pakistan. Meaning all these years he has been sheltered, he has been housed and protected by the Pakistani government. Now Pakistan itself has revealed its, the information. And FATF has given the instructions very clearly for all the nations, wherever the terrorist organizations are functioning, their accounts must be blocked and their accounts must be frozen. Clear? That's the reason why FATF is very much there in the news, and the headquarters is located in Paris. Now, look at this once again. Look at the document. Look at the question. You know the answer now. The Financial Action Task Force is an intergovernmental organization founded in the year 1989 on the initiative of the G7. G7 means group of 7 countries. This is a group of developed nations to develop policies to combat money laundering. In the year 2001, its mandate expanded to include terrorism financing. Clear? And FATF group places Pakistan on its blacklist for its failure in meeting the required global standards and combating terrorism and money laundering. But now Pakistan has announced very clearly on its own that terrorists are hiding in Pakistan, and one of the names that has been revealed by Pakistan is the name of Dawood Ibrahim. Look at this. CMEC is an initiative between China, and C stands for China, E stands for economic, C stands for cooperation. But what does M stands for? That is important. Is it Maldives, Myanmar, Mali, or Mauritius? Just like in the lines of CPEC. Now this is CMEC. CPEC stands for China Pakistan Economic Corridor. And here it is CMEC stands for China Myanmar Economic Corridor. Look at this. So this is a part. China has proposed CMEC as a part of BRI initiative. When Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Myanmar in January 2020, two agreements were signed to establish Kupu Deep Sea Port and to set up a special economic zone. And Chinese are desperate to use Myanmar as an alternative route to Strait of Malacca. This is mainly because the region militarily dominated by America. So please remember, CMEC, here M stands for Myanmar. Look at this. Who of the following is the current cabinet secretary of India? Very, 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 very important one. You know, it's a question that may be asked in any examination. If you look at the cabinet secretary of India, he is the senior most IAS officer in the country. Very, very, very powerful position. Politically, it is the Prime Minister of India. Administratively, it is the cabinet secretary. Right? That's the reason why the name may be a question in any examination. Look at this. ABCD. Answer is option A, Rajiv Gauba. And he is there, almost, for the last 1 year. And he was appointed on August 30th, 2019, Indian Administrative Service Officer of 1982 Jharkhand batch. Took over as India's cabinet secretary after the superannuation of Pradeep Kumar Sinha, meaning earlier it was PK Sinha, Pradeep Kumar Sinha. And since August 30th, 2019, almost an year, since then, Rajiv Gauba is the cabinet secretary of India. Look at this important one. Which of the following institutions is implementing Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana? Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana, very important once again. Is it Niti Aayog or FSSAI or ESIC? Look at this. Option C is the answer. Employee State Insurance Corporation extended the unemployed benefit scheme Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana till June 2021. Kindly remember, this is being implemented by ESIC. The scheme was approved under Employees State Insurance Act of 1948. Very, 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 very important one. And who is implementing this particular program? Number one. Number two, till what time this Yojana has been extended? Clear? So these are all the points that are important. That's all for the day. I'll see you in the next class with more current affairs. Thank you so much.